What is going on, everybody? It's your boy RD for a beautiful Tuesday night. We are recapping Week 14 of the NFL season, talking about Week 15 matchups while having some beermas beers. You know what I'm saying? We got a Shiner Black Lager. Now, this beer is on, you can go check it out on Untapped or Shiner.com. It's unusually smooth for a dark beer. Our Black Lager is brewed with roasted malts, Czech Haas, is it Saz? And Styrian hops. All else pales in comparison. ABV 4.9% alcohol by volume. First brewed 2007, 18 IBUs. Now, there's a lot on the back of this bottle, and I suggest you get it, read it, enjoy it, love it. All right. And as soon as my camera gets focused back in, let's pop this. There we go. If you're listening on Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you stream your podcast, you can catch the audio or the video version of this live. Facebook, X, Twitch, and YouTube. So I say let's get to pouring. Maybe I'll read the bottle, but we are talking football tonight. It was a wild, wild weekend, and it capped off with a wild doubleheader on Monday Night Football. There we go. Look at this. Oh, buddy. Woo-wee. Let me, because you know I have to. Let me go ahead and take a picture. Man, it sounds like my window is, like, open. Like, right now, you can hear like all the cars and everything like that, like driving by and whatnot. I don't understand what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. All right, let's take a little sniff. Ooh, it smells good. All right. Okay. It's interesting taste. I think I've said this before about a certain beer. It's like, tastes like a glass full of nickels. Nah, it tastes good. It says, don't be afraid of the dark. This Bohemian Black Lager remains true to the old world heritage of the German and Czech immigrants who settled Shiner. Imported Czech Saaz. Is it S-A-A-Z? And Styrian hops or select roasted malts make this Schwarz beer our darkest brew. Now, I do like Schwarz beer. Black lagers and whatnot, they are quite tasty. So, again, that's what we're having tonight. Appreciate you joining me. I hope that you were able to sit down and watch at least a couple of these awesome matchups. And like I said, it ended with two amazing upsets on Monday night. And again, we ended up with the crybaby action, ended up with some controversy. What else is new, right? All right, let's start with who's on bye week. I swear to God, I went and got a haircut today. They trimmed my beard, trimmed all this hair. So now this hair is like right on my nose. Like it's driving me crazy. All right, week 14, bye weeks. Nothing compared to week 7 or week 13 with like 5 or 6 teams being on bye week. You had the Cardinals and Commanders. You're not really missing anybody. I don't want to be a jerk, but you're not really missing anybody. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? All right. So, usually we get a crazy dud on Thursday night. We've had a couple good ones. We've had some fun. But the NFL decided, you know what? Melton's in the house. How we doing? Cheers to you. Oh, he's at the house. He's at the house. Tuesday night. Tomorrow he'll be here. I knocked out a show last night. I'm doing one tonight because I didn't get to do my NFL show because I did something else yesterday. So, but yeah, no, he's at his house. You know, and so the NFL usually gives you a dud, or we've had some ups and downs throughout the season. And then they're like, you know what? Just for all the bitching and complaining and the negativity, here's one that'll shut you up. How about the New England Patriots will go to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers? And then we're like, oh, my God. I was like, we can do anything else. Babe, whatever else you want to do right now, we can do it. Because there ain't a football game going on. And lo and behold, we had it on, too. It was quite a fun game to watch. Ended up being kind of a high score. They went over the over, like, you know, by probably 20 points. It was 21-18. Now, of course, everybody complains about like what, you know, calls at the end of the game or whatever. It's like, you know, so you're telling me like the rest of the game you didn't really care about getting your ass kicked or something, you know? I mean, New England, they scored 21 points in the first half. It was pretty outstanding. But they didn't score anything since. Pittsburgh scored a field goal, then a touchdown, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, I think, at the end, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, Zappe threw 3 touchdowns for 240 yards. I mean, what else you want? Now, the reason I'm bringing this game up, because 1, it's the first game of the week. 2, this was a perfect chance to pick up and plug in a fantasy player, and you'll never guess who. Lo and behold, Ezekiel Elliott. He's on the Patriots. Reminder, Stevenson was out. I was like, you know what? Let me, I need a little help in running back here. Let me go ahead and see what's going on. I saw him right there sitting on the waiver wire, and I was like, you know what, buddy? Come on. You're starting this week. Put him in, scores 22-something points. 22 or 25 points. Phenomenal. Loved it. Anyways, but yeah, normally you would think that was a dud. I've been saying it for weeks. Pittsburgh is a fraud. They're not going anywhere. The fact that they've won 7 games is a damn mystery, and that was with their starting quarterback. This time they trotted out Trubisky. Trubisky just not great, right? He's just not good. So, anyways, who cares? Moving on. This game was one of the most interesting games. I had it up the entire time while I was watching the Red Zone on one TV. I had this game on the other because this is what the television gods gave us here in Dallas. Houston Texans taking on the New York Jets. You would like, I scoffed. I was like, I'm not in on this. I don't care. I'm not watching, but I turned it on anyways. Lizzie's in the house. What's up, Lizzie? And I'd be damned if it was not terrible. It was a terrible day for the Houston Texans. They were swallowed whole by that New Jersey defense. And I say Jersey because they don't play in New York. Neither do the Giants. The Jersey Jets, I tell you what, they told Zach Wilson, they said, hey, bud, we're trading your ass. You're not going to be around next year. He's like, I ain't starting then. He goes, you're going to start. We need you to start. And he goes out there and just tosses it around. 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, don't get me wrong. This game had 2 full quarters, 1 whole half of no action. It was 0-0 go. And you were like, what the hell is going on? Why are we here? What are we doing? And then, bam, Jets scored 14 in the third, 16 in the freaking fourth. Houston, all they could muster was 6 points. It was 30-6, people. That's the final. Terrifying. I mean, really, if you're a Texans fan, and this popped up like this, where, all of a sudden C.J. Stroud goes from like throwing 500 yards a game, 300 yards a game, and then he's limited at 91. Oh, buddy. It you fell right back down to earth like a damn rock. Anyhow, moving on. We had a fun one here. The Rams traveled to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Rams have been looking good the last couple weeks. The Ravens were 9-3. This game got pushed to overtime. The Ravens did everything they could to try to lose this game, but when it came down to it, they won in overtime with a great punt return. It was good. It was good to go. Stafford threw 294 yards, 3 touchdowns. Con Williams, 114 yards on the ground. Cooper Kupp, 115 yards through the air. Good stuff. Matthew Stafford still slinging it around, and that's against a Baltimore defense on the road. So not bad at all. But yeah, they ended up losing. Ravens win, move on to 10-3. Next up, this was the S show game. I'm not saying the S show of the week, but just an S show game. If you were smart enough to pick up the New Orleans Saints for your defense, your fantasy defense, applaud. Just a massive round of applause for you, because you got 33 points. I think it was 33 from your damn defense. Congratulations. The Panthers are in terrible condition. Of course, they're not going to, I don't know if they're trying to win. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're 1-12 at this point. They put up 6 points. They had 2 field goals against the Saints. Saints put up 14 in the second quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. Bryce Young threw for 137 yards. Chuba ran for 87. Miles Sanders for 74. They'd had a lot of running there, and they were moving the ball a little bit, but they just had trouble getting in the end zone. Derek Carr only threw for 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kamara ran for 56 yards. Here's your leading receiver for the Saints. Their defense, I think, scored most of the points. Jimmy Graham got a touchdown. Let's go ahead and note that. Jimmy Graham. I did not. You heard me correct. Jimmy Graham. A.T. Perry caught 1 reception for 44 yards. Now, Olave and Bowden, they both caught 4, but they didn't get out above 28. So it was just absolutely it's their defense that won this game, obviously, right? Derek Carr got drilled, I think, again. It is what it is. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Cincinnati, take on the Bengals. Bengals running out, back or a second stringer. Yeah, Jake Browning. They actually had to go to the third stringer, AJ McCarron, I think, for one play or two because Browning got drilled. Pretty fun game to watch. Again, I did not expect the Bengals to do anything. I didn't expect them to. I don't want to get the expectations too high for Jake Browning being a backup quarterback. This is back-to-back weeks against good teams. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Like, how much further can he go? Right? Because the Colts are not a bad team. They got a good defense. Gardner Minshew has been doing pretty well. He had a slight off day, went for 240, one touchdown, one interception. Zach Moss only ran for 28 yards. Pittman had a day, though, eight grabs for 95 yards. Very nice. Moving on to the Bengals here. Jake Browning, 2 touchdowns and interception for 275 yards. Joe Mixon, 79 yards on the ground. Chase Brown, everybody, when they said it was a touchdown by Chase on a long, oh boy, everybody was losing their mind. Nope, that was Chase Brown, not Jamar Chase. 3 for 80 and a touchdown. Tanner Hudson caught another one, so good on them. Bengals improved to 7-6. We'll see how this pans out. I do not see them winning the AFC North. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Then we got Tampa Bay heading over to Atlanta, take on those Falcons. Nobody wants to win the NFC South. It is the S show of S shows. This game was kind of tough to watch, but there was scoring, so I was in. Most of the scoring came in the second half, I believe, of the game. Baker Mayfield, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran one in. Rashad White on the ground, hit 102 yards. Chris Godwin led the team, 5 for 53 in the air. Then you got the Falcons. Desmond Ridder threw for 347 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Tyler Algier led the team in rushing, 40 yards. Drake London had a hell of a day, and I guarantee you did not play him on your team. 10 receptions, 172 yards. The only thing that would have made this better if he got a touchdown. He did not. But you will never believe who did get a touchdown. Kyle Pitts. 3 for 57 and a touchdown. Holy shit, right? Fun game to watch. A lot of red zone action. It was Chris Hansen. I think it was Chris Hansen. What the hell is that guy's name? Chris Johnson? Chris Hansen? He kept flipping them up on the screen like a lot. So you did get to see a lot of this game. But again, it's 2 teams that no one really cares. Their fan bases are the only ones who cares about them making the playoffs because they're not going anywhere else, right? But they've both been fun to watch this year. They've been fun to watch. Moving on. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars went to Cleveland, take on the Browns. Pretty fun game, steady scoring throughout. Now, of course, Trevor Lawrence had the high ankle sprain. That wasn't that big of a deal. Apparently, he was out there throwing it around. He threw for 257. He threw 3 touchdowns, but he threw 3 interceptions. ETN led the team, 35 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Evan Ingram, my man, is coming alive. He is starting to take off. 11 receptions, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. Parker Washington got himself a touchdown as well. Yeah, I need Evan Ingram all the time, all day, every day, baby. All right, heading over to the Browns. Flacco, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. Jerome Ford led the backfield, 51 yards on the ground. Njoku had a great freaking day, 6 for 91 and 2 touchdowns. David Bell, one catch for 41 yards, which was a touchdown catch. So, but yeah, it was with this game, I had no idea what to think. I did believe the Browns defense were going to be able to pull this one off because I knew that Trevor Lawrence was banged up and Joe Flacco's steady hand on the wheel. He's obviously throwing the ball well. The Jaguars are no slouch. I mean, hell, they were leading the AFC at one point. So great win by the Browns. They're making a run to finish second in the AFC North. Moving on. This is a great game. This is like I couldn't be more excited about this game. The Detroit Lions go to Chicago to take on the Bears. As you've heard from my co-host, the Bears suck. That's all he ever says. But unfortunately, the Detroit Lions have a tough time beating the Bears. They squeaked out one earlier this year. They were not so lucky this week. They lost 13-28. All I hear about is this high-powered offense, this amazing defense. Let's be honest, they were beat in all phases. They were out-coached as well. I think their coach would be better off just being like the hype man or something like that. Let's just get a I don't know if he's going to get better with time. I don't know. It's just little nuances, little things, and mistakes and stuff like that. Even the announcer said something about it on Sunday. It is what it is. Garrett Goff threw 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery both got 66 yards. So they tied for yardage. Gibbs got the touchdown this week. Josh Reynolds caught a touchdown and led the team. 3 receptions for 44 yards. And then over to the Bears. Justin Fields, 223 yards. Touchdown. He also rushed a touchdown, and he led the team, obviously, in rushing, 58 yards. I'll tell you one thing. It drove me crazy. DJ Moore had a touchdown, a run. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell? What the hell? Let me get this thing real quick. There we go. Little bug flying around. DJ Moore had a great little, I think it was a direct snap, if I'm not mistaken. Went around to the left, took it all the way to the house. I think it was a 20-yard run or something like that. I thought it was pretty good, pretty damn good. The biggest duds, if you had to play running backs this week, it was Khalil Herbert. He carried the ball 3 times for 8 yards. And then Roschon Johnson, 1 carry for 6 yards. I thought they were going to do more, to be honest. I was like, oh, my God, here we go. DJ Moore got banged up a little bit throughout the game. So did Justin Fields. I didn't know how the hell they were going to end up, but DJ Moore, 6 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. Cole Kmet, 5 for 66. So all in all, a pretty fun game to watch, especially if you're not a Lions fan and you think the Lions are frauds. You were probably having a good day. I mean, they're probably win their division, but they're not a threat, I don't believe, to anybody, as far as playoffs go. Yeah, they can beat bad teams. They still can't. I think they have a problem playing outdoors or something like that, and then they play good against bad teams, but now they're struggling against bad teams. I still don't think they've beaten a team with a plus 500 record, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Then you got the Seahawks going to the 49ers, or going to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. This game was just a lot of fights, a lot of, scuffing, just bullshit or whatever. Seahawks put up 16 points. San Fran, dominant fashion, 28. They scored a touchdown in every single quarter. Drew Lock did his best, I guess, What's his name was out. Geno Smith was out, so Drew Lock had to take control. 269, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Charbonnet, I never say his name right. He led the backfield 44 yards. Tyler Lockett led the receiving campaign, 6 for 89. DK Metcalf had 2 for 52, but he did get in the end zone that one. He got a touchdown, and then Colby Parkinson had a touchdown as well. So what a bad game to watch. You pretty much knew it was going to happen. You just really didn't know how many points they were going to win by. You know it was going to be double digits. You just didn't know how high they would be going. San Francisco, obviously, the team to beat in the NFC. If they don't make it to the NFC Championship, it will be because some weird shit last year because of Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? Something wrong with his arm. Before I move on, I almost clicked right past it, but there was great. Their offense was phenomenal. Brock Purdy, 368, 2 touchdowns, interception. Christian McCaffrey, 16 carries, 141 yards. That's a 9.1 yard average. Now they got all. He I think the opening play, he ran it for 80 yards. He fell down on the 1, and they let Jordan Mason run it in for the touchdown. Deebo Samuel had a 1-yard rush as well on the goal line for a touchdown. Deebo Samuel had another touchdown receiving. Caught 7 for 149. George Kittle 3 for 76 and a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk did really well as well. He just didn't get in the end zone. 6 for 126. A lot of yards in this game. Like I said, the Niners are just a force to be reckoned with. They had the 3-game losing streak, then going into their bye week, and they have just been absolutely on fire. Here you go. You ready? Here is the dumpster fire game of the week. It is Minnesota Vikings going to Vegas to take on the Raiders. No one wanted to score. You know how I know? Because they didn't score anything. Not one damn point until the fourth quarter where the Vikings kicked a field goal. This was an absolute S show. Dobbs threw for 63 yards. Nick Mullins threw for 83 yards. Alexander Madison ran for 66 yards. Hawkinson caught 5 for 53. Justin Jefferson. Everybody was so hyped for Justin Jefferson to get back. He got hurt. He took a crazy shot to the side, the ribs. It just rocked his ass. And he went to the tent, then went to the locker room. It was over. Absolutely over. You hate to see it, but yeah, everybody was like, "Oh man, finally I got Justin Jefferson back," and then that shit happens, and it was rough. I said in the previous weeks, I think Joshua Dobbs stole the job from Kirk Cousins. Let me tell you something. After this performance and then last week's, I think whenever Kirk Cousins says he's ready to come back, he's going to get he's got it. It's his job, right? So absolute S show for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell, 171 yards, interception. Josh Jacobs ran for 34 yards on the ground. Devontae Adams, 7 for 53 though. At least that was a kind of a salvageable day if you were in fantasy, but everybody else just was awful for you. I mean, absolutely awful. Moving on. Then you had the Denver Broncos go to LA, take on the Chargers. This was a just one-sided ass kicking. The Chargers are absolutely garbage right now. Herbert got hurt again. He's going to have surgery. He's done, I think, for the season, if I'm not mistaken. I saw the reports. Russell Wilson tossed 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Devontae Williams finally got in the end zone. I think the first time since like 2019 or some shit like that I saw. 17 carries for 66 yards. And then Cortland Sutton, 3 for 62 and a touchdown. Adam Trotman got in there, 2 for 19, and he also caught a touchdown. So, but yeah, I mean, the Chargers continue to sputter. There's nothing that I pick them every week because I'm like, there's no way. They got too much talent. They got too much talent. And you're just seeing that like, no, they're done. And so they got Easton Stick coming in there, which sounds like it's a hockey stick, right? It sounds like a damn hockey stick. I used to say that. I need to get my Easton Stick out of the car. Yeah, absolute trash. I mean, Austin Eckler had a touchdown. That pretty much saved the day for him. If you had him, Quentin Johnston led the team 3 for 91. Keenan Allen 6 for 68. Austin Eckler 5 for 49. So Austin Eckler was your scorer there. I don't know what to think about the Chargers. I mean, obviously, I think their season's over. I just there's nothing there. And a couple weeks ago, I was saying that Denver Broncos were the hottest team in football. They bounced back, but they played a bad team. But they got the win. There could be some trouble brewing out there in the AFC West. Speaking of the AFC West, the Buffalo Bills went to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. I know you know this game by now. If you did not watch this game, but you've already seen a billion memes, screenshots, everything. It was, oh, buddy. It was fun to watch. Bills, scored 14 in the first half, 6 in the second half. Kansas City Chiefs, they didn't score till the second quarter. Scored a touchdown in the second quarter, touchdown in the third quarter, and then a field goal at the end. Here we go again. And a crazy, wild-ass play towards the end. Crazy. A lateral from Jason Kelly, from Kelsey to Tony. He gets in, but then they look at it, like, hey, buddy, it's offsides. I don't even know how the hell the play wasn't blown dead immediately. Kadarius Toney is like a yard offsides. Like, he's looking right at the ball, and he's, like, looking back at the damn ball. It's crazy. But anyway, hell ensues. People are holding back Mahomes for some reason. I'm like, what the hell is he going to do to anybody? And he's flying down the sideline. He is bitching for the last 5 minutes. I take it back. It was probably like 2 minutes, but it seemed like forever. And then once the game's over, he goes out, him and Allen, they meet at midfield, and he goes, worst call ever. And Josh Allen's like, oh, okay. Like, what the hell do you what is he supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is the deal here? Anyways, Josh Allen, 233 yards, a touchdown, interception. James Cook led the team 58 yards on the ground. James Cook also led in reception, 5 for 83 and a touchdown. They're finally utilizing this kid. Josh Allen ran one in as well. They're finally, hey, got a giant quarterback. Let's let his ass run in. Mahomes, 271, a touchdown and interception. CEH, 11 carries for 39 yards. McKinnon was the guy that got in the end zone. If you picked him up, last minute to squeeze him in because of Pacheco's injury, at least you got a little bit of pay dirt out of that. You got a touchdown. Travis Kelce led the team, 6 for 83. No touchdown. Rasheed White got that touchdown, though. CH also added 2 receptions for 29 yards. Buddy, after this game was over, we're going to talk about it tomorrow on Strikeout Beer. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes were blaming the refs nonstop. Like, that was the biggest bitch fest ever. I don't understand why they didn't no one said shit to Tony. He has single-handedly fucking destroyed this season for them. I mean, do y'all remember week 1? He's knocking balls up in the air, letting balls go through his hands, him in the fucking head. ricocheting shit all. I mean, they got beat by fucking Detroit. You know what I mean? They were less pissed when they got beat by Detroit than they were pissed now. And I don't, he's sitting there bitching about the ref officiating or whatever. He must have a short-term fucking memory. Because last week, if I'm not mistaken, he got hit in bounds and they threw the flag for unnecessary roughness. When you treat these people with kid gloves the entire fucking the length of their career, and then when you have to call a penalty against them, they don't know what to fucking do. And don't even get, Chiefs fans are just as fucking crazy as well. Oh my God. I mean, there's some realistic ones out there. They're like, it is what it is. We blah, 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 blah. You take your lumps and you move on. This was like so fucking blatant that I don't know what you're complaining about. And you get a majority of the calls anyways. I'm pretty sure that, there's someone out there going through every fucking missed call there is. I'm telling you. Anyways, that's how we went into our Sunday after, or that was one of the later games. And then we got Sunday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Dallas, Arlington to take on the Cowboys in an absolute drumming. Philly looked confused. They were coughing the ball up left and right. No ball control, no nothing. Jalen Hurts got popped a couple times. He threw for 197 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. DeAndre Swift led the backfield for 39 yards. A.J. Brown, 9 receptions for 94 yards, though. If you're a fantasy guy, there you go. Devontae Smith, 5 for 73. They had a big bag of nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure the touchdown came from the defense, if I'm not mistaken, like a fumble pickup and return. I'm pretty sure. Cowboys, Dak Prescott threw for 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard led the backfield to 59 yards. Dowdle was pretty close to him with 46 yards. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup both had touchdowns. Jake Ferguson led the team in receptions, receiving yards, 72. CD was right behind him at 71. But, I mean, we called it. You know what I mean? This is who I picked this week to win. It's tough to beat a team 2 times in the same season, right? A buddy of ours told us that years and years ago, and it has stuck with me ever since, and it's absolutely true. What happened when Dallas went to Philly? They got their ass kicked. Philly comes to Dallas, they get their ass kicked. Home field advantage will play a massive part for the teams getting in and going through the playoffs, but let's be honest, Niners are going to have home field advantage, right? And so you have to go win on the road, and neither one of these teams can really do that effectively against good teams. So there you go. Cowboys defense held up for sure. I mean, they looked good. They were after Hurts' ass all night, but just sloppy play, no ball control, and Dallas just takes advantage, right? I mean, it was a pretty easy night for them. What was the kicker's name? What the hell's that kid's name? I mean, that MFer was kicking 60-yarders like it was nothing. So if you have that guy, I can't even think of his name right now. Lizzie's got him on her fantasy team, and he's just now they'll be confident he can kick it from the damn logo. So if it's like 4th and whatever, they're close to the logo, they're kicking that. They want the points now, which is good. Moving on. 2 Monday night games, folks. 2 of them. First up, Green Bay Packers travel to New Jersey to take on the Giants. You really didn't know what to expect out of this game because with DeVito and Love, and you just have no idea. And it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun game. Packers had they come out early, score a touchdown, and then kind of fall flat, a couple field goals, and then I think it was 3 field goals at the end. I think so. Giants score 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Walk it off. I mean, it was great. Jordan Love, 218 yards, a touchdown, interception. A.J. Dillon led the backfield, 53 yards on the ground. Tucker Kraft, 4 for 64. Then Romeo Doubs, 4 for 32. Malik Heath got the touchdown. Now, Jaden Reed ran one in as well. Jaden Reed ran one in as well. So that's where that is. And for the Giants, Tommy DeVito, 158 yards, a touchdown. Saquon Barkley put 2 touchdowns in there. He carried the ball 20 times for 86 yards. And then Isaiah Hodgins, he's the one that caught it. He didn't lead the team. Wan'Dale Robinson led the team in receptions, 79 yards, 6 for 79. Not bad. And I'll be damned, Giants win again. Couldn't believe it. Like, okay. I mean, They're not going to make the playoffs, but it's still fun. Tommy DeVito running the Giants draft position one game at a time. I'm telling you, man. He's just ruining the shit out of it. He really is. And if you were wondering why I wasn't broadcasting on Sunday night, Alan and I joined the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast live. We did a live stream. You should go check that out. The topics were out there. We finished on a holiday note. We were talking about Christmas movies and stuff like that. Thought Alan was going to get kicked off the show a couple times because he started attacking. He was on the offensive about a Die Hard. But yeah, oh my God, I can't believe it. I mean, Daniel Jones, they paid him so much money, and his ass is out. He's on his ass at this point. I mean, depending on how DeVito finishes the season, I'm not even saying DeVito's got to win the rest of the games. He's already shown that he can play, and he's got the tools around him, a healthy Saquon, and he's got receivers. Shit, get out of town. And then, boom, boom, boom. Buddy, the Titans travel down to Miami, take on the Dolphins. And it was a fun game to watch. You know, the only issue I had was, let's be honest, Tyreek Hill got injured. So it changed the dynamic of the game. They could really focus more in on Waddle. But let's go by it. Will Levis, 327 yards, a touchdown, interception. Derrick Henry ran two touchdowns and only had 34 yards on the ground. DeAndre Hopkins, 124 yards on a touchdown on 7 receptions. And this is something I caught it out of the corner of my eye while I'm sitting there watching. I had the Giants game on the big screen and then the Dolphins game on the other. And it's like a 50-yard pass or some shit like that. And DeAndre Hopkins jumps a little soon, so he's falling, and the defender's still in front of him. He grabs the defender and grabs his ass out of the way, pulls his arm out of the fucking way, and then the ball just lands on him. I'm like, are we not? I got that we're missing a shitload of calls this year. I understand that, but God damn it, man. They showed the replay like 80 fucking times. I'm like, buddy. It's just, I know it's tough to be an official. I know it's tough to be a ref. You know, everybody fucking barking at you and yelling at you and shit like that and whatever. And then it's even like that all the way down, like Pee-wee and stuff. But Jesus. Buddy. Oh, Dolphins. Tua, 240 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Mostert led the team, 21 carries, 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Waddle led the aerial attack at 6 for 79. Again, Tyreek Hill got hurt. He got folded up. I was like, son of a bitch. You know, it's not like I needed him for fantasy because I already I did lose a game because of him, actually. There was one because of the injury. Not because of him. He didn't do anything. He just got hurt. And, you know, you're sitting there. It's like, shit. What if I needed that guy? It was like that all day Sunday. People dropping like flies. Even on Monday, I was like, fuck, man. It really does. Now, I'm not one of those cats that go and like start DMing these players, telling them how bad they suck and all this kind of. I mean, some of that shit's out of control. I sit there and I'm like, damn, I hope he's all right. Because let me be honest with you, Tyreek Hill could be the most phenomenal. Him and CMC are the 2 greatest players in the NFL right now. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They are freaking amazing. Amazing. All right, real quick, we're going to hit the standings. We're going to talk more about playoff picture and stuff like that tomorrow on the live show or the live stream with Alan. It'll be 7 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, if we have to play softball, I might have to bump it up. Might have to bump it back. I just bump it. Just saying. Let's start with the AFC. AFC East, Dolphins 9-4, Bills 7-6. Jets 5-8. Now I can't discredit them. I don't know I think they're still on the bubble. They haven't been eliminated yet. And we need to talk about that. Bill Belichick has been dismissed, relieved of his duties as the head coach for the New England Patriots. It came out about an hour ago. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. I mean, shit. But I think he's just done too. I think he's like, he took 2 chances on these 2 sorry ass quarterbacks and just not getting nothing out of them. And then they just beat they beat Pittsburgh. They got to win, but son of a bitch. Anyhow, I don't see the Jets making the playoffs, obviously. If they do, holy shit, Aaron Rodgers is going to be on that field. And with Zach Wilson, he's like, I'm being traded, but he came out and balled. I mean, he's going to end up on a team. He could end up with the fucking Patriots. I don't know. Chargers? Huh? But let's be honest, it's going to be the Dolphins or the Bills that take this division. The way the Dolphins are playing right now, they're just getting waxed up a little bit. Away, they're terrible. At home, they're good. Same thing with the Bills. The Bills are 2-4 on the road, 5-2 at home. It's just, who's going to win that division? I don't know. And then you have the AFC West. The Chiefs are 8-6, Broncos 8-5. Excuse me, Broncos 7-6, Chargers 5-8, Raiders 5-8. I don't see the Chargers or Raiders doing anything. They got problems, right? The quarterback problems, all around play problems. Broncos super hot and they're winning. They are winning. Chiefs are melting down. Fucking tell you what, all you gotta do is not make a call, and you can piss the game away for the Chiefs. Because right now, Mahomes is so pissed. Even his fucking wife is like, I went on to Google and I was like, hey, let me check something out real quick, and I'm like, let me check the sports page. I pulled up. Why is his wife, a story about his wife bashing the referees, the number one story on any fucking planet? Who gives a shit? No one cares what she thinks, right? He probably doesn't even want to. God almighty. Anyways, yeah, so Broncos, like I said about 6 weeks ago, I was like, watch out for the Broncos now. Don't count them out. AFC North, Ravens 10-3, Browns 8-5, Steelers 7-6, Bengals 7-6. I mean, look at that. It's one of the most competitive, divisions there is, conferences, division. All teams are above 500. For me, though, it's going to be the Ravens. They're the ones. I think they have to win this, right? They're 2 games up right now on the Browns. Browns have Flacco under center. Eventually, old Flacco's going to come out, right, where he's just like, it's the Ravens to lose at this point, right? Browns have a chance, but Steelers and Bengals, like I said a couple weeks ago when Burrow got hurt, there ain't no effing way. There ain't no way the Bengals win this. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping. I'm praying. But I know in my heart it's not going to happen. AFC South, oh boy. Jaguars 8-5, Colts 7-6, Texas 7-6, Titans 5-8. What is going to happen in this division? No one knows. Jaguars are in trouble. They're 3-4 at home, 5-1 away. Colts are 7-6, so are the Texans, but the Texans just lost. They lost to the Jets. What the hell's going on? The Titans just beat the damn the Dolphins. I mean, if you're here for chaos, you should be fully excited right now, because this is wild as hell. Let's move on to the NFC. NFC East, Cowboys 10-3, Eagles 10-3, Giants 5-8, Commanders 4-9. It's Cowboys or Eagles to win. I think the Cowboys have a couple more time. I think they play the Bills. They'll play Detroit, and they'll play Washington, I think, to finish off their season, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe one other tough team. We're going to look ahead here in a second. Eagles, I think they get a little bit easier, but we'll look at that as well. Flip a coin. Who's going to win this division? For real. Like, seriously. Just flip a coin. NFC West, Niners are 10-3, Rams 6-7, Seahawks 6-7, Cardinals 3-10, Niners. There's no doubt about it. Like, and I mean, to be honest, and the Niners are the first team to actually clinch a playoff spot. They've already clinched a wild card. That can't be said about the first team in not just the NFC, but the first team in the league to clinch. There's been 2 teams eliminated. One is the Patriots. The first one was the Panthers. Second was the Patriots. Moving on to the NFC North. Lions 9-4, Vikings 7-6, Packers 6-7, Bears 5-8. The Vikings, they won, right? They beat the Raiders. Congratulations, right? The Packers just lost to the Giants. They're kind of in this division is kind of just losing their minds, but having fun. They don't know what to do. Artad's in the house. How we doing? Yo, what's going on? I mean, obviously, I think the Lions are going to win this division. It's a wild ass division. But they have to at this point. Come on, they have to, right? NFC South, the Bucks, Falcons, Saints, all 6-7, but the Bucks have all the tiebreakers. They're in first place. I said it before, and I'll say it again. No one cares. No one cares about this unless you're a fan of these teams. That's about it. Yeah, whoever wins this division will get beat by Cowboys or the Eagles, whichever team don't win. I think that's how it works out, because they are the 10-3. The Eagles, it would be the Eagles right now, right? It was the Cowboys last week. Now it'd be the Eagles. So whoever's second place in NFC, because they have unless the Lions, the Lions are going to win their division. Yeah, so it's going to be the Eagles or Cowboys, right? Eagles and Cowboys will wipe the floor with the Bucks, Falcons, or Saints. No doubt in my mind. And if they don't, it'd be hilarious. So let's take a look at this week's games. just real quick. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing phenomenal. Doing great. This is my third night straight of streaming, like doing a little podcast action, and I'm having a really great time. Tomorrow we'll be right back at it again. All right. First game. Oh, this is so. We've got Thursday night games. We've got Saturday games. We got Sunday games. No Monday night games, boys. Okay. No Monday night games. Why is that? Wait, hold on a second. Why does that say 12-17? What's going on here? We got some weird dates here. We do have a Monday night game. Okay. There's a break for some reason. Oh, okay. No same. Okay. So that's what that is. I had a break in the page here, and I was like, what the hell's going on? It said no same game parlay. So we got a Sunday night game. We got a Monday night game. All right. Just want to make sure that I'm reading this right. Okay. Chargers are going to Raiders. This game means absolutely nothing. Raiders have a 3-point. They're getting 3. They're giving 3 to the Chargers. Who cares? Vikings heading to Cincinnati, take on the Bengals. Doesn't matter, I don't think. I mean, unless Minnesota wants to try to win something and go on a little run and put a run on for their division. Yeah, sure. Steelers and Colts. Colts need to win. They need to win. Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not going anywhere, right? Let's not. This is a game I'm very excited about. I want to watch this game. Detroit's at home, which is great, right? They play really good at home. They're hosting the Broncos. Right now, this is if I'm betting money and I got a hundo on me, it's Broncos plus 5.5. I'm taking the Broncos plus 5.5. Lions have struggled, and the Broncos have been starting to peak, right? I have to, if you're going to give me 5.5 points, I might even pump that up to 7, take a little bit off the edge, but push it up to 7 and give me the Broncos on that. Falcons to Carolina. I mean, Falcons got to win, right? They want to win the division. This is a layup for them to beat Carolina. Just a little layup, just a little layup. Bears heading to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Browns should contain Justin Fields. It's going to be, if you got Justin Fields, DJ Moore, or any other running back on that team, it's going to be hell. And if you're pushing for the playoffs, it's going to suck. If you're in fantasy, you'll be in fantasy hell this week. Houston Texans are going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. We talked about it earlier. We talked about, hold on, I'm going back over there. Hold on. The Texans are 2 games up on the Titans. Titans have to win. Texans have to win. This is going to be a wild-ass game. The only reason right now, the Titans are giving up 2.5 points. For me, I think this is a rebound game for the Texans. There's no way in hell. They just lost to the Jets, but they've been on fire. CJ Stroud's been throwing the ball, just slinging that rock. I cannot see the Titans winning this game. I'm here for the chaos, though. I say it every week. And then, of course, the Chiefs, they get a layup against the Patriots. Maybe they come out slinging, but they're giving up 8.5. They have to go up to New England. Whatever. Giants, they head down to New Orleans, take on the Saints. Again, Saints have to win if they want to try to win that division. The Giants, they're just getting points right now. Just kind of screwing up their draft. They're just here they're here for the madness, the chaos. Dolphins host the Jets. This will be an interesting game, I'll tell you, because the Dolphins right now, they're in first place of their division. This is a division rival. I mean, I don't know if it's a rival, but it's a division game. The Jets just showed you what they can do at home. I'm pretty sure they were at home. Or were they down in Houston? Hold on. I got to find out. No. Okay, so they were in New Jersey. Okay, they were in Jersey. But this time they're in Miami. Miami needs this win. Needs it more than anything. Seriously. And then Tampa Bay Bucks, of course, they're tied for first in their division. Packers are right there. They're going to Green Bay. Packers giving up 3.5 points. Niners going to Arizona to just beat the shit out of the Cardinals. That game just keep your foot on the pedal and keep going, right? Commanders head to LA to take on the Rams. Rams could get a little action. I mean, they got an easy matchup. This should be something that's very easy for them to get done. Here's a tough one. Cowboys heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills just beat the Chiefs. Cowboys just beat the Eagles. I mean, the Bills right now are giving them 2.5 points. Cowboys have a tough time playing good teams on the road and winning. The Bills, I think, they have to win this game. Can the Cowboys keep that momentum, keep pushing forward? I don't know. I just don't trust them, right? I don't trust them on the road. Ravens are heading down to Jacksonville, taking on the Jaguars. Baltimore Ravens are giving 3 points to the home team, the Jags. Ravens should win this game, but I say that and then watch the Jags just do some crazy shit. I remember they played last year, and I think it was a fun game to watch, to say the least. And then Eagles, Sunday Night Football. Eagles heading to Seattle, take on the Seahawks. The Eagles need to win this game more than anything else. I mean, they've lost back-to-back. They look like they're in shambles. The Seahawks, I mean, it's Drew Lock's under center. It's a lock for the Eagles, right? If Geno Smith is back, it could make this game competitive. The Cowboys just showed you how to contain, disrupt, and get in the Eagles' way and shut the Eagles down. There you go. That's what we got. It's going to be another wild-ass week, kicking off on Thursday, again, with the Chargers and Raiders. If you thought you didn't want to watch the Patriots and the Steelers, NFL's like, you know what? How about one more? How about a backup quarterback for the Chargers versus the Raiders? Have fun. And they just flipping us the double bird as they're just laughing their ass to the bank. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this show, hit like, follow, subscribe, hit the share button. You know, we appreciate all the love and support that you give this podcast. Alan and I appreciate everything you do for us. When you tune in, you like, say you're here, the comments. I appreciate it. Again, I'm having the Black Lager by Shiner. It's a big thumbs up for me. Catch us tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time for Strikeout Beer. I'm RD. I'll see you. Bye.